Welcome to Learn to Live Stress-Free. This is Christine Wright with Dr. Robert Wright Jr. of www.stressfreenow.info.
Hi, this is Dr. Bob coming to you today from the library of the Holland America Rotterdam ship. And the reason I'm focused on this book is that during my cruise, we stopped in Rotterdam. And there is a story in this book, among many stories, of the Little Mermaid. And I was not previously familiar with the story of the Little Mermaid, but because we stopped in Copenhagen, I was curious. The first thing, this book is by Maria Tatar. It's very well written. She was a professor at Columbia University. I'm not sure if she's still there, but in any event, what the first thing that struck me as I was reading these fairy tales, because I can remember a cousin of mine, when we were children, we delighted in, she read the Grimm's fairy tales to us, and I remember us being frightened, etc. Well, now as an adult, this woman, Dr. Maria Tatar, has deconstructed these fairy tales. These are primarily European fairy tales. And so, whether it's Little Red Riding Hood or Beauty and the Beast, the backstory, of these fairy tales in terms of their origins, are pretty horrible. So here would be an example. So the Little Mermaid story, where they have the famous statue in, Copenhagen, basically is about this mermaid saving the prince after the ship is destroyed. However, in the paragraph before the ship is destroyed, they mentioned that there were like maybe a few hundred people on the ship. So in the story, there's actually no mention of the fact that the rest of the people saved the prince had drowned and were killed, died. Just glossed over as if only the prince's life was important. Also, it's really clear to me that these stories were written by men because in every story, no matter what happens, it's always the mother or the stepmother or the evil stepsisters who are always the bad people, including the wicked witches, but no mention of warlocks and no mentions of the bad things that the men are doing. In fact, there's a story of the donkey kind where the father, it's a story of incest, and basically the blame is placed upon the mother, where the father is supposedly following the mother's dying wish. And so as I read through these stories, the theme was really clear that this is the fairy tales, these classic fairy tales are basically part of keeping a patriarchal system in place. Because again, even when the proximate cause of the tragedy in the story is the father or the man or the king or the prince, the blame is always placed on the female. And so I've seen this time and again in these stories. This is Dr. Bob. I am signing off. This is my final day. I'm in the library in, let's see, I am we're on about 2 hours or 3 hours away from Amsterdam, and we have visited many Baltic nations. So I just wanted to share that with you. Very interesting how, as a child, I did not know any of these things. And so this book has been very elucidating in terms of showing me once you deconstruct these fairy tales, what's really going on, that the men who wrote these fairy tales didn't think much of women at all. So this is Dr. Bob signing off from a few hours outside of Amsterdam, on a Baltic cruise. I want to wish you well and wish that you too get out there, dust off your passport, and do some serious traveling, especially internationally, if you can. Until next time, from stressfreenow.info, be safe and be well.